groovy.
I got some new games. Oh, what a glorious day. Oh, get new games. The kids show you can wait. Hey, everybody. Jim here. Once again with some video game pickups. As of late, went to Akiba a few times, so all of these games actually came from Akihabara, and they actually were not expensive at all. I would say, aside from one of these games, I paid like between 10 and 20 bucks for all of them. So I've got a couple of Sega games and then like a half a dozen PC Engine games. Before I get to the games, though, I did get something else as a gift. From a friend of mine who lives here in Tokyo, my good friend Reed. He's also a video game collector, and in addition to video games, he collects other video game related things, and like me, he's a big Capcom fan. In particular, we're both big fans of Rival Schools, and one of the things he's been getting into collecting are arcade inserts. So basically the different kind of like paper displays that would be placed in arcade cabinets when different games would rotate in and out. And he had a couple of extra Rival Schools ones in his collection, so he decided to give some of them to me as a gift. So we have, first up, this bad boy from the original Shiritsu Justice Gakuen. And as you can see, it has all of the instructions for the controls and everything, and you got Tiffany there very prominently. And so yeah, this is a paper insert that would go into an arcade cabinet, and along with this he also included these are the move lists for all of the characters, and these are actually stickers that could be, I guess, stuck on and then later taken off of the machines whenever you were ready to change what was in there. And so yeah, I've got the move list right here for the original Justice Gakuen, and then he also threw in this one for Moero Justice Gakuen. This is Project Justice. So once again, we've got Batsu, Kyosuke, and Hinata in the center. And it has instructions for how to basically play the game, what the controls are, and then once again, move lists for all of the characters. So this is really awesome. I'm guessing, he and I have had conversations before about Rival Schools, and we're both big fans of it. And then, I don't know, maybe he saw that I had gotten that really cool, or he did. He told me he saw me get that really cool Rival Schools book from Jimmy Hoppa, and he said to himself, hey, I've got some spare Rival Schools arcade inserts, so, maybe Jim would like that. And I did. I was very, very grateful to have these. They are awesome. So this is a nice little addition to my collection. This will go with my other Rival Schools stuff, the guides and games and everything. So thank you very much to my friend Reed. Good man, giving me some of that Rival Schools love. And now we move on to the video games. So like I said, 2 Sega games here and then some PC Engine stuff. First up, Sega Saturn port of Biohazard. And I picked this one up more or less just because I just wanted to have this game, I guess. I don't think there's really any particular reason to have this over the PlayStation, like director's cuts and stuff. I think there might be some exclusive features to it, maybe like costumes or something, or I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. I think I would have to go back and like rewatch like the Resident Evil retrospective on Avalanche Reviews, which is awesome if you've never seen that. But I picked this up because it was cheap. I think this was like between $10 and $15. I found this at a game shop in Akihabara, and good shape, and again, yeah, and why not just have a good excuse to play through Biohazard again. I haven't actually cranked this baby up yet, but yeah, I will. I'll turn on the Saturn and put this in there. and give it a playthrough and see what the differences are. I think definitely, I know in the US when this was released on the Saturn, an advantage it had over the original PlayStation release, I think, is that there was auto-targeting in this game and not in the original PS1 release. Other than that, I don't know a lot about the differences between the two, but I got it now, and that's, you know, part of my Biohazard collection. Big fan of the series, so happy to have that. And next up on the Dreamcast, just really fun game and a great series of puzzlers. This is Puzzle Bobble 4, and I believe in the US and Europe this is Bust a Move 4. And this is great. I'm a big fan of this series, and what's really cool about this one is that they introduce pulley stages. So like the bubbles will be hanging on different ends of a system of pulleys, and when you pop some bubbles on this side, like they tip like that, and so you have to be like extra strategic where you're popping the bubbles and everything. So I thought that was really cool. So those are treated almost kind of like little boss battles or something in the single player mode, because there's just regular puzzle bobble stages, but then every few stages there's one of the pulley stages, and those are definitely more challenging than the regular stages. In fact, as you progress through, they get really challenging. I can only get like so far, but yeah, definitely a great game. One of my favorite puzzle series, Puzzle Bobble 4 on the Dreamcast. Excellent. The rest of these are all PC Engine games, and again, all except for one of them were between 10 and 20 bucks. I think most of them were under 15. First up, for the PC Engine CD, the only CD game I picked up, this is Shapeshifter. And Shapeshifter is pretty fun. It is an action RPG where it's a side scroller. I guess in some ways it's kind of similar to something like oh god damn it, what the hell are those other PC Engine ones? Not Golden Axe, but well, in Legendary Axe, I think that's what I'm thinking of. It's sort of similar to that, but it's you can, you know, get more like weapons and armor and all kinds of things, and power-ups and magic stuff, and as the name implies, you can shapeshift into various kinds of animals once you unlock those forms, and you can go to like different areas of the world to do, you know, whatever better, like jumping or swimming or attacking, all kinds of stuff. So Shapeshifter, it's pretty fun. Graphics are pretty good. The sound design is pretty good too. I actually really like the soundtrack in this. Haven't finished it. I've only played it for like maybe a few hours, but it is pretty fun. I'll definitely put some more time into it. But Shapeshifter on the PC Engine, I do like that a lot. And the rest of these are HuCard games. This first one right off the top, this is Body Densetsu, and I picked this game up. Not really. I knew a few things about it. I knew that it was based on an anime. I knew that it was published by Taito, and I knew that it was a motorcycle racing game. So in my mind, I'm like, a Taito motorcycle racing game. It's got to be good. It'll probably be just like Hang On or something. And honestly, it's really, really bland, I think. As far as the racing goes, like it's okay. But the sound design, which it's Taito, so you would think like everything would be great, but the sound design is garbage. Like when you're actually racing, there's not like music, and that kills like what you need in a racing game is like exciting music to like get you into it, and yeah, just none of that here. So Body Densetsu, I mean, it's a competent enough motorcycle racing game, and the graphics are okay. It's just the sound design really kills it for me. So not a great game at all, but again, it was, I don't know, maybe around 10 to 15 bucks. So I took a chance on it. It wasn't great, but another game is added to the PC Engine collection. Next up, this game is called Rock On. And Rock On is a side-scrolling shooter. It is one of the more mediocre, underwhelming side-scrolling shooters on the PC Engine of all the ones I've played. Essentially, you got your tiny little yellow ship, and you destroy enemies, and the power-ups come out, and you can shoot like, there's like a 3-way and a 2-way and a laser, and you can swap between all three of them on the fly. Of course, if you get hit one time, you lose all your power-ups, all your speed boosts and everything. And it doesn't control very well. The power-ups are pretty like unimpressive and underwhelming. The graphics and sound are really not that great either. So yeah, rock on. I picked this up because it's a side-scrolling shooter, and I want more PC Engine shooters, and it was cheap for a reason. It's not very good, so rock on the PC Engine. This next one is called Aoi Blinku, or Blue Blink. And I'm guessing that this is based on, it says NHK Enterprise, so I'm guessing it's based on some kind of anime. And it's like Hudson, I guess Hudson Soft developed it and published it. But this is like a side-scrolling action platformer where you have 3 characters at a time. And when you attack, they're all throwing projectiles all at the same time. And so you've got an overworld map, and you go from this stage to that and everywhere else. And you got to go and like find items and keys, and then go back here, and then open this door and go through this stage or this castle or something. So it is. I mean, it's not bad. Gameplay-wise, it's pretty fun. You're controlling all 3 characters at the same time, and you can fire in multiple directions with them. The platforming is decent. The graphics and sound are decent as well. I mean, it's a Hudson game. And Hudson, I don't think I've ever played anything subpar by Hudson. Pretty much everything they've ever put out that I've played, I've really enjoyed. So this game, not bad, not great either. Definitely not the best platformer on the system, but pretty good. I'm happy with it. And again, for another game that was roughly like $10, I cannot complain at all. So Aoi Blinku. I'm melding my English and Japanese into what I like to call a hongo. So next up, this game actually already had a copy on the CD, but then as it turns out, it was also released on HuCard. So let me read the full title, which is Neketsu Koko Dodgeball Bu Soccer PC Hen. So the other one was, I think, CD Hen. This is PC Hen. So this is the HuCard version, essentially, of Nintendo World Cup on the NES. So you get Kunio-kun and all his friends. They go from the dodgeball team. They go ahead and join the soccer team, and they're going to take them to like a, I don't know if it's either a national or world championship. It might be national, and then the sequel was like all about world championships. So yeah, it's the literal translation is hot-blooded high school dodgeball club, PC soccer PC edition, I guess. So yeah, you get Nintendo World Cup on your PC Engine, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. The graphics are good, the sound is good, and it's really fun. These Kunio-kun Technos Japan sports games are my favorite sports games from like this era, like the Famicom and NES games like Super Dodgeball and Neketsu Hockey Boo, and like Crash and the Boys Street Challenge, and the Dunk Heroes, the basketball one. They're all really good. I wish they would have made more Kunio-kun sports games. You know, we could have had like some football or whatever else they had. Tennis, Kunio-kun tennis. Who could argue with that? So yeah, happy to have this game, Kunio-kun, on my PC Engine. Can never go wrong with that. I actually would just love to have all of the games in this series. I think I'm not that far off, really. There's like only a couple of Kunio-kun games I don't have at this point. But yeah, pretty cool game. Glad to have it on the PC Engine. And again, for like around $10, I was definitely going to pick that up. And this is the only one that cost more than $20, but I really wanted it because I've seen it before and it looked pretty damn cool. It's by Messiah. This is Dragon Egg, or as it says, Doragon Egu. This is another side-scrolling platformer, which is really fun. Essentially, you have this girl here, and when you start, in her backpack is just the dragon egg. And the more power-ups you collect, the more the dragon develops. So at first, it's just like a head popping out of the egg, and you can use it as like a little flame attack. And then it comes out of the egg, and you can ride on it, and it can sort of like flap and shoot fireballs. And when you die, it just reverts back to being the egg. You start over again from your beginner power level. But it is pretty cool, and it's a lot of fun. It's a well-made platformer. So, like, the graphics are pretty good. It's a nice, colorful game. The soundtrack is pretty good, too. And the platforming is pretty solid. This is a decent game. You can just, like, look at the cover and be like, oh, nice, colorful, Messiah, PC Engine, platformer. You can't go wrong. So, Dragon Egg 1, I've definitely been having a good time with. And haven't finished it yet, but I will Try to get that accomplished later, and this might be a game that pops up on Import Game of the Day at some point. So Dragon Egg, PC Engine, pretty damn good. And those are all of the games that I picked up recently, really within like the past like week or two. I kind of came across pretty much all of these on like the same like 2 trips out to Akiba, just out there to hang out or maybe like shoot a little video, and then coming across like some $10 games. I was like, sure, why not? Let's pick some of these bad boys up, take a moment, have some fun with them. So yeah, down in the comments, let me know what you think of any of these games, and would you like to see some more in-depth coverage? Would you like to know more? Would you like to see any of these appear on Import Game of the Day, the ones that are indeed imports? Okay, so that's all the pickups. What else? I'm sure I have other stuff to say. Okay, anyway, let me know what you think of, I guess, the video content I've been putting out recently. I've been putting stuff out like every day. So there's Import Game of the Day, and there's been, I think, some walking around videos, the pop-up shops, and going to Akiba and walking around my neighborhood. I'm constantly like working on videos. When I'm out and about, I pretty much always have a camera with me so I can film anything that I want to. And when I'm here at home, if I'm playing games, usually they're running through the capture device so I can get the gameplay for them. So yeah, I've just been really putting quite a bit of time into the videos, trying to get them done. And I have plenty more planned, more arcades, more different areas of like Tokyo and other places around Japan. And I did like the Detective Conan like soda video. Some people really like that. They said they want to see more videos about like Japan exclusive like snack foods and drinks and other kinds of stuff like that. So I can continue doing that if people actually want to see that kind of thing. Essentially right now I'm just kind of like throwing spaghetti at the wall, and whatever works. So you in the comments, you can always let me know what you like and don't, and I'll take that into consideration. I take very seriously what the people who watch my channel have to say about the videos I produce. But with that being said, I do appreciate everybody watching, liking, subscribing, etc., etc. So drop me a comment, let me know what your thoughts are, and that'll do it. So until next time, take care, everybody. Goodbye.